Good afternoon. This is the actual eulogy that was written for my amazing mother, Mrs. Thelma Elizabeth Ryan Samuel, written by me, Dr. Suzette Holder. We are gathered here today with heavy hearts, but also with a deep sense of gratitude to celebrate the life of a truly remarkable woman, our mother, Thelma Elizabeth Ryan Samuel, affectionately known as Queen. Mommy, your love was a constant source of strength and comfort, and for that we are eternally grateful. Mommy had a way of making everyone feel loved and appreciated, and her laughter was infectious. Her unwavering faith, her gentle spirit, and her boundless love for her family will forever be etched in our hearts. Though she is no longer with us, her legacy of love and kindness will continue to inspire us. Mommy was just 65 years old when she passed away in her home in Chester Cottage in the early morning of April 15th, 2025. She was surrounded by her family members at the time of her passing. She was the daughter of loving parents, Stephanie Ryan and Granville Cadogan, who are both deceased. She was married to James Samuel, the owner of Firewood Bakery in Chester Cottage. This union brought forth 7 beautiful children: Lolita Ryan, Dr. Suzette Holder, who resides in New York, USA, Cassie Ryan, a landscaper and stonemason in Beckway, Kellyanne Samuel, a butler and house manager at La Palma Villa, Mustique Island, Kelly Samuel, who is now deceased, James Samuel Jr., a mason and owner of Unique Masonry in Connecticut, USA, and Kalisha Ryan, owner of Queen's Hideout and Catering. She has 13 grandchildren: Mrs. Mariska Ryan Payne, a teacher at Georgetown Secondary School, Elijah Teetry, my son, T1 Lockhart, Ryan Samuel, Zoe Samuel, and Jamie Samuel in the USA, and Azzy Ryan, Kobe Joseph, Kelly's Bascom, Mikkel Ryan, Dante Hector, Emma Edwards, and Shalom Kane in St. Vincent. She also has 2 great-grandchildren, Jemima Payne and Tiana Payne in St. Vincent. Her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren were her greatest accomplishment, and she cherished us dearly. She has several siblings, namely Margaret Ryan, otherwise known as Dodo, Bessie Ryan, Caroline Phillips Cadogan, Charlene Cadogan, Ralston Cadogan, Gidron Cadogan, Vale Cadogan, Gayleen Cadogan, and Claudia Cadogan in Canada. Helen Ryan, Annette Cadogan James, Stilson Spring, Parkinson James, and Conroy Cadogan in the USA. Celeste Ryan, Rosanna Ryan, Cameron Cadogan, and Carleen Cadogan in St. Vincent. And her brother, soul brother in Barbados, Michael Ryan. She also has lots of in-laws, nieces, nephews, and cousins, too numerous to mention. Queen co-owned and operated a grocery shop and the Firewood Bakery located in Chester Cottage, which was the oldest in the country, for most of her adult life, alongside her husband. Together, they baked bread and other goodies for sales in the shop and the neighboring villages. Queen was known for her sugar top cakes, bread pudding, jops, red belly, sweet bread, penny bread, and doughboy, to name a few. During the Christmas season, villagers will come to the bakery to bake their own Christmas cakes and other pastries for their individual usage. She earned her living by starting the grocery shop in the 70s, which she kept going throughout her life. She started the grocery shop from a small section in her house and worked her way up until she was able to separate it from the rest of the house into its own space. She enjoyed working in the shop and serving her community. She sold all kinds of goods and products in the shop, even 50 cents butter. She brought powdered goods, poultry, and other produce in bulk and divided them into smaller individual portions, making it easier for her customers to afford them. She was a true businesswoman. She attended the Georgetown Primary School. She was not able to complete her schooling as she chose to start working at an early age to assist her single mother, who she saw struggling to provide for her and her siblings. She was very selfless and filled with compassion. She always put others' needs ahead of hers. She was a strong woman in every sense. We, her children, gained our strength from her. The biggest lessons we've learned from her are the ability to love and to be gracious towards others. She did everything to make sure that we were happy and comfortable at all times, and she did it not with money, but with love. It had nothing to do with money, just a clean, pure, loving heart. She raised us simply and with genuine love. She did not have any big degrees, but us. Kellyanne told the tale that one day she visited Mommy and she was just staring at her and she asked her, "Mommy, why are you looking at me so?" And she responded, "Look how are you nice. Me and James have some real nice children, eh? Watch how are you nice. I am so proud of you guys." She was proud of us indeed, including her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. She always used to say, "Before I close my eyes, I want to see my great-grandchildren." Thankfully, Mariska and Jamini Payne blessed her with two great-granddaughters whom she adored. She was so proud to have a child who became a doctor, and she was not afraid to let that be known. She was with me in New York when that dream came to fruition. While she was hospitalized, I was on the phone with her, she used to usher over the nursing staff to talk to me and say, "Talk to my daughter, she a doctor." After I spoke to the nursing staff, she'll say, they think of them alone could be doctor now. My daughter a doctor too. Oh my God. She was so jovial, yet filled with pride and her delivery of that message. She was filled with such pride in her delivery of that message. Kellyanne recalled her telling her after I graduated with my doctorate, "You know Suzette our doctor? Suzette our doctor now? Me never give up on Suzette and now Suzette our doctor." I often thank God for giving her the courage to have me attend Bishop's College, Georgetown, despite me failing the common entrance 3 times. Even though Daddy gave up hope and was disappointed in my inability to pass the common entrance exam, she never lost faith in me. I often reminded her of how grateful I am for her confidence in me and her perseverance to have me obtain a secondary education despite protests from Daddy. I was able to relay this gratitude to her once again, just 2 days before her passing. To this end, my advice to parents out there: never give up on your children. There may be other variables, such as test anxiety, that may be contributing to your kids not excelling in certain areas. That doesn't mean that they're dumb. Explore those barriers and intervene to help address the problem. And always be the number one advocate for your children and their biggest role model, as my mother was for me. Mommy lived a life. She lived her life for Daddy. She was so passionate by him. Whatever he loved to eat, she would cook. We ate whatever Daddy liked. She used to say, "This is what James like. She was a virtuous woman, phenomenal in every way. She only knew one man, only Daddy. He was the love of her life. So when Daddy got sick, her sickness manifested soon after because whatever he felt, she felt as well. Even though we did not know that she was stricken with cancer at the time. The mere fact that he was sick made her sick also. She wanted to get married to Daddy so badly. That wish was realized after she returned from New York. Unfortunately, Daddy got sick soon after their wedding, and she did not get to enjoy the marriage that she envisioned. Nonetheless, her love for him never withered. I know Daddy's lost without him, just as we are. I have come to realize, as I set about this task of writing my mom's eulogy, that a daughter sees her mother in a different context than those of you who are lifelong friends or colleagues. It is often difficult to speak on behalf of my siblings, but I will try to represent the shared feelings of love, devotion, and admiration we all felt towards our mother. Our mother will be very pleased and honored to see all of you that came out here this afternoon to share in this remembrance with us. It was her family and friends who were the most important focus of her life. In addition to your presence here, we have received many expressions of condolences from the many people our mother touched over the years. Theirs and your words match those that echo in my head with examples of her tireless and determined support of her friends and family throughout her life. The words that come to mind include courageous, independent, generosity, sensitivity, integrity, dignity, God-fearing, and faithful. Mommy lived a full life in the short time that she spent on this earth. She wanted to see all her children grow up and pass the worst, as she would say. And thankfully, we all grew up and passed the worst. Her generosity with her time, her energy, her advice, and in so many other ways, provided invaluable support to us and a remarkable number of people. She never asked for a lot, and she was content with very little. If she asked for something and she couldn't get it, she used to say, "Me all right, man, that no problem, me okay." One of her favorite phrases was, "Pray in a season and out a season until you catch the right season." She never falters in her faith. Even in the last weeks and days of her life, she had come to acceptance of her mortality. She often said, "All I can do is pray. You all will just have to be satisfied when I'm gone. God knows best." She instilled good values and a lot of love for God in her children. I am an avid believer in God and His promises because of her. She loved to dance. Her favorite song was New Jamaica, a song with the underlying message of love. If one needed to be entertained, all they had to do was to play that song and she will dance to her heart's content. Kalisha said she mentioned to her that she wants this song to be played at her funeral. Her wish will be granted. Please dance in celebration of her life when it is played during her procession to the cemetery. Some of my greatest moments spent with my mother was when she visited me in New York in 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic struck soon after she arrived. Her trip was planned for 4 months, and it turned out to be over a year, which was valuable for both of us. The lockdown caused by the pandemic was a blessing in disguise. During this time, we rekindled and solidified our bond, through conversations and discussions not disclosed before, also through dance and shared experiences. We became more like best friends as opposed to mother and daughter. I now have many cherished memories captured on videos and pictures from those times spent spent together that brings me joy and laughter looking back on them. Over the years and over the past few weeks, I've heard many stories of the friends, relatives, neighbors, and even strangers to whom my mother provided help and support in their time of need. Her house was a safe haven for anyone needing a lodging or something to eat, whether it be in family members or strangers. Many times when my siblings and niece went down to the shop to request things for cooking, she will send what she thought was sufficient and said, "Tell them make that do now. Them not going to empty my fridge." Then if 5 people came to visit and stayed until lunchtime, she would send message saying, you send them the send piece to the one here, send piece to the one here. And if she was told that the food was finished, she will split hers and give to the person in need. She was a very generous and caring person. Life forces all of us into positions of compromise and presents challenges to our honesty and our integrity. I observed my mother rise and met those challenges one after the other throughout her life with courage and toughness and a sense of right and wrong, which was awe-inspiring. She was very independent. She never sat down and waited. She went all out to get things done. She did it all from her heart. She was dubbed as a carpenter by some of her neighbors. She was always building something, whether it was shelves for the shop, a bed, a chair, or simply fixing something in the house. Many times when we went to bed and left the house arranged in a certain way, we would wake up in the morning and meet the house totally rearranged. This happened many times when she stayed up all night waiting for Daddy to return from liming and the like. This was her means of relieving stress. She did everything in the household, the shop and the bakery. She solved the role of a man and a woman. Nothing was too challenging for her to do. She was the pillar that held the family together. Her sense of dignity was never so tested nor so well demonstrated as in the final weeks and days of her life. Even with her body riddled with cancer, she still was not asking for the normal allotment of painkillers, as she wished to maintain full control of her faculties and to preserve her lucidity and maximize her ability to interact with the family and friends showing up to visit. I struggle to imagine myself being able to meet death with even 1/10 the dignity that I observe in my mother over the past weeks and which swell me with pride. Mommy had a great sense of humor. She will call any object whatever came to her mind. After her hospital stay, she was sent home on oxygen therapy. We bought a big tank of oxygen which was stationed in her bedroom. One day, as I was talking to her on video WhatsApp, she notified me that she brought the Wi-Fi outside in the living room. I was a bit perplexed because I knew that Wi-Fi is not something that one can move from room to room, and I knew that she didn't have a Wi-Fi router. So I asked her, "Mommy, what do you mean by bringing the Wi-Fi outside?" She moved the phone to show me the oxygen tank, and she said, "Look it there." I burst out laughing because that was the last thing I expected her to call Wi-Fi. I corrected her and told her that it's an oxygen tank and not Wi-Fi, and she responded, "Suzette, leave me alone. Me not christen it." Since then, every time I saw her utilizing the oxygen, I would say, "Mommy, you're using the Wi-Fi again?" And we both will laugh out, we both will laugh out loud as we both knew what that meant. As a parent and a friend, our mother had an extraordinary ability to make each of us feel stronger, and more confident in our own identity, giving us our own sense of independence and mental toughness, which, speaking for me, has been such an asset in so many ways in my life. We acknowledge her sacrifices, kindness, and unconditional love. Her teaching, guidance, and wisdom has shaped all of our lives and will be an enduring presence in our heart. We believe that she is resting comfortably in God's loving arm. She will live on in our memories and our hearts forever. And I will always be extremely proud to call myself the daughter of Thelma Elizabeth Ryan Samuel. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for your patience. May God bless each of you. Thank you for your time. God bless.